Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gents. The midweek game week of 354 has just gone past, and we have a limited and two rares, I believe. Yeah, a limited and two rares. Both the rares are tier 2s, which nowadays tier 2s are pretty hot. The limited is a tier 5, I believe. We're going to get into them, and we're also going to look at our teams for this weekend. We got over 40 teams lined up. We'll go through them pretty quickly. And I do see some horrible news on the screen as a spoiler. I'll just get into it. Guilherme Ramos, last 5, an L5 of 70. He's been playing centre back for Arminia Bielefeld. Bossing it. He was captained in two teams. Captained him in two teams. Little bit of a Bielefeld stack here. And yeah, he scored a 17. Anyway, the rewards will cheer me up from the midweek. Oh, I keep misclicking. Thankfully, I stopped myself misclicking a card there. The old coins, you can't drag the cards. You have to click to a certain point. Yeah, we got some ETH for All-Star Rare. We didn't reach any of the cap 240 modes. We didn't blink any of the cap 240 thresholds. Yeah, tier 5 limited coming in hot. We won't bother go through the teams that won these cards because we've enough to go through. He's a Swiss defender. And it's Jan Elvedi. We have Albers for this team also, I believe. Elvedi. Let's see. Shall we? Probably worth a quid or two. Tier 5 is bottom, you know. Bottom of the barrel. No offense, Jan. But $1.16. He does play though. Like, I don't sell these guys because I like to compete, you know. This is a Premiership card. Which got more points? 423. Why is it taking me so long? I guess it's 4 a.m. here. All-Star Rare. Let's go. Premiership card, I believe. Okay. Raheem Sterling. That is very, very nice. You know, it's just cool, man. It's not the kind of player you expect, but I mean, since the Prem joined, they have been flooding in the Prem rewards. Yeah, thigh injury, that's alright. I mean, ideally he gets a move away from Chelsea and starts like bossing it up at like, maybe not Crystal Palace. Maybe that's a bit offensive, but who knows, man. He's only 27 though, right? 28. Tier 2 rare, coming in hot. German. Mid. I'm happy it's not a defender. Oh, Goretzka and Sterling. Tier 2s are really something nowadays. When you win a tier 2, fellas, you better be excited. Because tier 2s are fucking boss, man. And from a midweek as well. And 0.04 ETH on top of the lot. Wow, what a midweek, man. Last midweek was absolutely banging as well. We got Diallo. We got that Strasbourg forward. Man, Goretzka, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I love this, man. I really love this. You know, I know he's not the same Goretzka of like half a decade ago. But anyway, 1,300 coins as well. Yeah, loving it. Anyway, teams for the weekend. These are sorted by current score. Just I want to see like I want to see the ones that actually played last because they're kind of exciting for me personally. Tyler Miller in goals. Hiroki Ito, Tiverik, Munetsi. It's quite a thresholdy team. Munetzi's a very like he averages like 45s. He's on a bit of form, so his recent averages have been around 50. Tiverik the same. They're all a bunch of 50 averages, which is what we're looking for. Cap 240 rare is a bit spicier. Ramallo, who's broken back into that centre back spot for PSV, has been putting up some pretty tasty scores, and I think a lot of potential. PSV aren't firing at all cylinders, but I think they're getting into their groove again. Away to Vitesse. And you might think, how are so many big players fitting into a cap 240? Well, Baumann has got an L15 of 39, so he only costs 39. Mane also only costs 39 because he's been coming off the bench since he's came back from injury. Just make my cam a little bit smaller. Misic, he's got an L15 of 57. Like he's just kind of the gel of the team, solid player, gonna play at home. And then Hadzimetovic, probably like better than Misic slightly, a little similar but a little upgrade. Another good home fixture. Romalo, so we got 257s, 239s, and a 45, I believe, off the top of my head. Cap 240 limited now. Bauman once again with that sweet L15 of 39. The New York Red Bull stack, you'll notice a couple of these defensive New York Red Bull stack, 53% likelihood of a clean sheet on Sorare data. Shout out Sorare data. Hiroki Okuno, L15 of 57, hasn't been on form since the end of last season, since the last few games of last season. But he's got it in him. Jelly Vossen was unsure about the forward spot in this team, but went for Vossen away to Liège. We don't have unlimited forward cards, so. Lennart Moser in the Cap 220 rare, our cheapest keeper in terms of the cap modes. 38. Sol Young Wo, he was at the start of last season, he was putting up some amazing scores, and he's kind of fell off a little bit. However, Suwon at home, pretty nice fixture. He's stacked with Kwazashvili, Valeri we'll call him. We got Valeri in a swap deal. We got Nico Schlotterbeck and Valeri along with Gerhardt, some like 45 averaging Wolfsburg midfielder, for our Upamecano. So like a lot of people prefer Schlotterbeck to Upamecano. So like I could have straight swapped them, but I got Schlotterbeck plus the two little extra rare cards for my Upamecano, which is a really good swap. Schlotterbeck with the extra year utility. We'll see him in my under 23 strongest lineup in a moment. Cap 220 limited. Look at the Mbappe card we fitted in. I love this. I love the format. I really do. The only thing Sorare need, and I've said that before, is a cap 190 or a 200 or a 180 or something. Maybe that's just me, but yeah, that would be pretty cool. Sori Kaba just broke into the Cardiff first team. He should. Cardiff are like bottom of the championship. He's good enough, I believe, to just start every game for them. Although he isn't just yet. But he did start the last game and scored, so let's see. All of these players would cost me about 39 to 36 points, and then Mbappe about 60 to hit that cap at 220 or to be under the cap. Free-to-play teams was running out of time before the deadline, so threw these together pretty quick. Still got a couple of swaps in. Vardy all the way to Bochum. Alexander Meyer was one of my swaps. We swapped out Bauman. We just have Bauman everywhere. De Ligt and Musiala linked up there. Bayern away to Mainz. Orlando defensive stack. Michael Halliday is a new card that we won, I believe, in the last few weeks. And he goes in nicely with Pedro Galeso. If Orlando get themselves a clean sheet, Champion America Limited is looking alive. Sandoval we won last week, also really cool card. We've him captained for on his debut for my club. Sheen Mota really consistent, like L15 of 57. And Brenner, yeah, hotshot forward for Cincinnati, right? He's a bit like he goes on hit and miss stretches of like 5 weeks, like 5 weeks on, 5 weeks off. Brenner, in my opinion, Lutta had a cold last week, but he seems to be training all week, so very likely to be back in the side. And yeah, double forwards in Vallebre and Fleming. We signed this guy after a looking up with Laird episode. He got put out on loan to Deportivo Alaves, and he's a really good scorer. And his first like 3 games, he scored on the bounce as well, twice off the bench. So, and then now he's starting basically. So yeah, really nice little pick in there. Bena is also a reward in recent weeks, so the rewards are really getting used, especially in the limited region. Under 23, another New York Red Bulls defensive stack. Tolkien and Reyes this time. Tolkien with an L15 of 62. He's got that captain spot. Look, he's 18 in this 2021 card. Grown into a fine young player. As for this Mandela Keita, playing for Royal Antwerp right now. in that centre midfield position, hitting some really nice AAs. Julian Carranza, Philadelphia, away fixture, not the strongest card. We had Vinny to put in there as well, but Vinny's away to Barca anyway. Free to play French league, Cherki and Mbappe, Enzo Lafay. Robiero was one of our swaps this week. I seen 280 plus scores from him recently, just when I was looking at the L5s. Don't go too into depth in the free to play. Although I've got enough teams. It's I can't go too in depth into the free to plays. Challenger Europe rare. Heerenveen defensive stack away to Groningen. We have a full Heerenveen stack, except the issue is Van Hooijdoiji, as I like to call him. Van Hooijdoink is he's not starting. He's rotated out recently. I'm really tired. I can't stop touching my face. Silicin and goals for NEC away to Volvic. And yeah, I never really put Kokchu in Challenger. He's usually in a prioritised cap team, all-star team, or under 23s. But this tricky fixture away to Ajax, both our Kenneth Taylor and Kokchu cards were a little bit hurt from that fixture. But let's see. They can still put up good scores. Umut Nair, great player. I've had him since the dawn of time, it feels like. Great decisive grabber. Champion Europe Limited. This is a leftover team, as you can see. I don't want to it's just basically a throwaway punt team, because Champion Europe is very competitive, and unless I got 2 Real Madrid cards, I got Militao and Vinny, and sometimes I'll go for Champ Europe when the fixtures line up, but I'll just leave it with my leftovers for the most part, because I don't want to put big players into Champ Europe and still miss out because it's so competitive. La Liga free to play, we got that Barca defensive stack. Danny Parejo we swapped in for this weekend. Love to see that. And because it's really effing sad, because Alex Garcia for Girona, we have a super rare. We had him in this free to play La Liga, and it looks like he's injured till the 1st of May. So that's really tragic. He was my biggest card for the last 3 months. Vinicius Souza, we actually have Espanyol stack to use, but yeah, I guess they're on the bench. I didn't want to have Aspas. I didn't want to clash Aspas with too many Espanyol players. Anyway, All-Star Limited. Here's where the Madrid boys ended up with that fixture away to Barca. Sorare, we've 3 Sorare copies. He's the first keeper we ever bought on the platform. We just bought 3 of them because I'm like, Sorare is going to be my keeper. Espinoza and Eric Tommy, 2 good quality midfielders from playing in the MLS right now. All-Star Rare, probably my favorite team of the whole weekend. Dea Makewa away to Segantosu. 40% chance of win. I have Teishi. I have their centre forward Teishi something, and he's on some really bad form. So Sagan Tosu aren't getting the goals right now, it seems to me. Brooks Lennon is a defender card, obviously, but he plays up front, so he can hit some amazing. He can hit some really interesting scores. Kai Wagner, one of my most valuable America's cards. Kvaradona, Kvichak, Gratchgelia, the man himself. Since I brought in Osimhen, this is the first time I don't have Osimhen and Kvicha linked. But I think it's good not to be too OCD and always trying to keep the players together. But yeah, Barini has got the best L5 or L15 of my whole gallery as well. So this All-Star Rare team, we're really going for it. Probably there's only been a couple of occasions where I went for All-Star Rare more since I started playing so rare. So Champion Europe Rare, weak points in Dwight McNeil away to Chelsea, although he's doing quite well recently. There was a couple of tricky fixtures there where he hit some nice scores. I believe he was away to Arsenal and he got a decisive. Oh no, it was just. He got a 41 AA in that 4-0 defeat to Arsenal. Must have been no tackles. Oh, he doesn't get any points for tackles because he's a forward card. But yeah, look at these last 3. So he's looking pretty hot. But he is away to Chelsea. But I hate Chelsea, so be fun rooting for him. Danilo, yeah, everyone's just got bad fixtures in this team. Champion Europe rare. But the players are decent if the stars align. Champion Asia rare, my most static team. Just the defensive Sanfrecce Hiroshima stack with the offensive Nagoya Grampus. And I know it's a bit wonky because Langorek is in goals, but I don't always like keep Langorek in the mix because we don't really need to. But yeah, at home to FC Tokyo looks good. This is like so consistent. This and my under 23 rare, the most consistent lineups for yield and rewards. We had a bit of a V-Spec stack going, but the keeper card we had for them, Murakami or something like that, he's been rotated out. So yeah, Incheon's Kim Dong-hyun standing in the nets for us. Atsuki Ito for Euro or Red Diamonds, been doing the business at the start of this season, so he gets the captaincy, that plus 20% boost. And yeah, hopefully we can yield a reward in Champion Asia Limited, because Limited is like more of a side hustle thing. We've never spent that much time buying in Limited. We've just been like, that's why when I win rewards in Limited, they usually just fit straight into a team somewhere. Champion America rare. I like this team. Newell's Old Boys with a good fixture. I mean, I believe they're higher up in the league, San Lorenzo, but the stats look good for defensively for Old Boys. So yeah, Hoyas and Dida. Hector Herrera's been on some amazing. Well, it's been 2 games. He's been on some great form, but I was waiting for this to come. I bought the guy as soon as I heard he moved to Houston Dynamo, and yeah, some 33 and 34 AAs. I love the AAs. I'm all about the AAs. I'm AA. And here's the under 23 rare. Kind of jumbled up a little bit from what it normally looks like. Kamil Patiakovsky is a slight risk, but I just love the guy, and he's at home to Eupen. He's the kind of guy who just shows up with 50 AAs. Speaking of AAs. Georgi Mamardashvili, the Georgian maestro. Valencia away to Atletico. Don't even mind. Schlotterbeck captained at home to Cologne. And Enzo Fernandez at home to Everton with Jorges Mikau-Tadze, another Georgian. Mets away to who is it now? Don't really care. But this dude can just he has a really big peaks. He gets hat tricks. He gets 2 goals and 1. 2 goals and 1 assist. 2 goals and 1 assist right there. This hat trick that he got, we won under 23 rare this game week. So yeah, a bit of a emotional attachment to him. 2 seconds. Sorry about that. Cap 270 rare. Oh, this is just for coins. Noppert's injured. Correa won't start. These are leftovers. Just get those coins for the club shop. Trap to the defensive stack for Frankfurt. This is a pretty weak team, to be fair. Musiala, Grifo. Well, Grifo's in the mix. Furyk's got a good fixture as well. I don't mind it. I will be sweating it for sure. Another New York defensive stack. New York Red Bulls at home to Columbus. Again, 53% chance of a clean sheet. Party at home to Palace. Habib Diallo. This is my midweek reward from last week. We also got Luke Shaw last midweek. So the midweek's been really doing it for us. Jean Boutez, great fixture at home to Charleroi. And yeah, Cap 270. Let's win a super rare. Cap 270 limited. River Plate's Gonzalo Perez. Great chance of a clean sheet. He's my highest chance of a clean sheet out of all my limited defenders. Sven Combs, giggity, at home to Eupen, as we saw with Kamil Patiakovsky. Grifo and Elber at home to Kashima Antlers with Pulskamp. When I started getting into So Rare, Me and a buddy of mine were really just grinding at researching players, investing in players. And it was my young buddy. He's only 19. He's a whiz kid. Probably 18 at the time. Anyway, he saw that Pulskamp was like Kansas's second goalkeeper. And their first goalkeeper was like 36 years old. And he already saw that Pulskamp got a couple of games, like sporadically here and there. And I just bought up 4 or 5 copies of Pulskamp's Limited at the time. And now is when he's starting. It's a pity the market hasn't went the way we thought, because he's worth about the same. We haven't even made profit. We haven't lost on him, but he's worth about the same, which is ridiculous because we bought him when he wasn't playing, and now he's playing and scoring really well. But oh well, at the time I didn't really understand how limiteds work and how they're a lot more volatile with that supply of 1,000 cards of each player minted every season. Well, that's a maximum. They don't come near the maximum. Anyway, bit of a tangent there. Champion Asia Rare Pro. It's like one of my least prioritized teams, or one of my weakest teams, in other words. We do have 2 high caliber, I will call them high caliber forwards, in Shudo Machino, away to Avispa, and Ogashiwa, who's had some troubles with a lot of troubles with injuries. He's away to Gamba Osaka. So is our keeper Gusun Young. God, I hope there's no more Asian goalkeeper rotations, because that's been killing us lately. Since the start of the season, we've had 3 Asian keepers rotated out. Like, as in, they've started the first game and then got rotated out after. Like, make your minds up, lads. Ken Iwao I had Ken Iwao and Uamani, the defender, for Urawa last season. They were just banging out 65s like it was nothing. Uamani now doesn't even start. Iwao's just fell off a little bit, but decent fixture. These just got promoted, right? So I'm going to captain them, see what happens. Serie A Pro Limited. AC Milan keeper. And then the Lazio pairing of Luis Alberto and Romanogli. Weak team. Success and Magnani are just put in there as filler because we'd no one else. As for this Premiership team, it's just filler. Podence won't even start, but I made sure that none of these players were used anywhere else. If Iwobi had a good fixture, then I'd actually use him somewhere, and then this team wouldn't have even made it out. But yeah, let's see. Probably 1 in 500 chance of a reward or something like that. But hey, it's a free roll. French League is also another weak one. We have 3 Auxerre players away to Strasbourg. It's not like a high five your mate fixture. And as for this Benjamin, I was going to go for his surname because it seems quite easy, but I'm from Northwest Ireland, so probably would butcher it. Away to PSG, and Kenga's under captain, pretty weak side. Spent too much time on it. By the way, Republic of Ireland. I said Northwest. We're south of the border. Lovely Leitrim. Hubert, who got back into the Ostende first team about at some point this season, which was great to see. Zeno's the best reward that was won just days ago. An 18-year-old, really amazing card. Really excited about them. Gina Mani only costs about 0.05 ETH. This guy's rare card for one of the best teams in the league. Starts most games, centre mid. Tobias Kynes, pretty weak link, pretty big weak link in this team. Hartbeg at home to Lask. He's been playing right back, and he has been getting some decent scores. Well, last week he got a 68, so hopefully he can do the same. Sobolev, Spartak Moscow away. Hopefully he starts once again. He's a beast for the goals. He loves the goals. La Liga Pro, there's that Espanyol stack. Valencia's Kenk Ozgakar, and that third copy of Sorare. Champion America Pro, Fontas Davies, Uriti, Brad Stuver. Let's go on. Under 23 Rare Pro. One of my... we had these super rares were the only under 23 super rares we could have used. I know they're not great, like Hincapie's at home to Bayern. And actually Benjamin Bushiari is away to the league leaders right now. But I was really weighing up my options, and I could find rares that were better than these super rares, but because of that 20% boost that the super rares get, like, there wasn't a big enough gap between some of the alternative rares. So they made it into the team. The interesting thing about this team, and a little hint for you buyers, Diego Romero has been second fiddle to a 38-year-old keeper for Universitario. Universitario, yeah. So he's that old keeper, no offense to him, but he's getting pretty old now. He's just had a little injury for the second time in the last 12 months. And Romero is highly predicted to start. And he's probably going to get a run of games. Who knows? Maybe that's the end of the other keeper. Because Romero tends to do well anyway when he plays. But maybe that's just Sorare scores. And who knows? Kenneth Taylor at home to Feyenoord, captained, even though it's a shitty fixture, but it's a bit of a shitty team in all fairness. Dubison with a nice L5 playing in that second division Spain. The Rayo Vallecano stack, linked with that other half of my fabulous Napoli duo, Osimhen. I like this because Vallecano have a decent fixture against Girona, with Girona's best player by head and shoulders out for a month. You know, I don't know what it'll do to the team. Maybe they'll fall a bit flat. Maybe they'll be motivated and they'll be like, we can do this without Alex Garcia. But probably 20 minutes in, they'll find out that they cannot. So go on, Rayo Vallecano. Osimhen gets a couple of goals away to Torino. I'd love to see it, man. Vallecano taking down all the big boy stacks. Champion Europe Rare Pro, Daniel Doki, about 80% chance to play. Juranovic, about a 90% chance to play. Defensive Union stack. If these two can just come together and start, boom. Juranovic captained, boom. And we need Joselu to get a goal, which, like, I could put my... I was going to say house, but I don't have one. I bet a lot of money that Joselu will score at home to Celta Vigo. He hasn't scored in a long time because he's been injured for a long time. Frankowski playing bottom of the league, Angers. French people. Lucas Zidane at home, away to Mirandes. And the unique that I won a couple of weeks back, Jose Corpas, also Lucas Zidane's teammate, away to Mirandes. Having another go at All-Star Super Rare. These two were also in All-Star Super Rare last week. We nearly did it. Burgess is out injured or suspended for Union, so I don't have that defensive stack. Usually Bart would go into my Challenger Rare Pro, linked with Burgess, the 6'6" English centre back for Union. Maliak Tallway to Udinese. Hiragota captain at home to Magdeburg. And yeah, here now we're getting into the teams that actually played. Oh, look at these captains. I'm so bad at picking captains. Holy fuckamoly. Nice job, Guilherme. Well, minus 17 AA. You love to see it, man. But yeah, that's kind of him. He's got a low floor. He's got a high ceiling. This really sucks because look at this little defensive stack here. The Como boys. Alfred Gomez, another player that I bought because of looking up with Laird, by the way. Great pick. Great pick. Shout out to... forgot his name. Not Laird, not Harry Trades. The other dude recommended Alfred Gomez, and he said that he's just too good for the second division Italy, the Serie B, and he's really correct on that, judging by the stats. Anyway, that team's dead. Yeah, Konyaspor won. Wait, how did Guilherme get such a bad score then? 90 minutes minus 4. Oh, 2 fouls. Sorry, 4 fouls. 4 fouls. Dang. Oh, there's some footy on right now. Okay, we'll watch that after we wrap up the video. Cap 220 super rare. Jonas Auer, probably going to start left back for Rapid Vienna. Averaging 59s on his L15. And yeah, Wallace, Udinese at home to AC Milan. It could be the fixture that he outperforms his L15 by getting high 50s, like a 56, 58 against AC, because he's got a lot of defensive work to do. If Udinese get a draw here, I feel like Wallace scores well. So that's kind of what we're banking on. Gonalon's He's only got 33 L15. That's why he fits right into cap 220. Nowhere else for him. And he's back starting for Clermont, who are away to Montpellier. Premier League free to play. Lottie's playing right now. What's the situation there, lads? Yeah, not much going to happen. These free to plays are so competitive that once you get one player that hits a below 60, you're kind of out. But free rolls, you know, complaining about that would be ridiculous. Hello there, Baradi, though. Love to see this. And look at this star-studded lineup, but we still captain Baradi. I mean, he is a star himself, but it's because of that fixture at home to Spezia. Appreciate your patience. Half-hour vid. Holy moly. I looked down and it was 15 minutes in, and I was like, okay, we're good for time here. And here we are, half an hour in. Anyway, if you did make it, well, hit that subscribe button because you made it through half an hour of my content. And the content will be much better. We you know, after the weekends, we get a big reward haul. So yeah, thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. And good luck for the weekend, everyone. See you later.